fome alimentar. Dá-lhe um pão e uma rosa para a fome saciar. Com amor e humildade, despida da coroa, vestida de caridade, ouve a voz em ti ecoar. Jesus Cristo assim falou, se despede, princesa. Mãe Maria te mandou pra ser a mãe da pobreza. Vem, pequena rosa, Isabel de Aragão, transforma pães em rosas, em simples Maria. Vem, pequena rosa, Isabel de Aragão, transforma pães em rosas, em simples Maria. Vinde, alma caridosa, quem tem fome alimentar. Dá-lhe um pão e uma rosa para a fome saciar. Com amor e humildade, despida da coroa, vestida de caridade, ouve a voz em ti ecoar. Jesus Cristo assim falou, se despede, princesa. Mãe Maria te mandou pra ser a mãe da pobreza. Vem, pequena rosa, Isabel de Aragão, transforma pães em rosas, em simples Maria. Vem, pequena rosa, Isabel de Aragão, transforma pães em rosas, em simples Maria do Pão. Em uma época remota, nascia no interior de Pernambuco um espírito abençoado. Tinha no olhar a caridade como lema implantado. Ao comando de Maria, vinha a fome dos pobres saciar. Carregava em comum o nome e a vontade de ajudar. Era mulher guerreira, com as sandálias rasteiras, andava o interior com seu turbante e um vestido ralo. De lado, uma cesta humilde com os pães organizados. Mas que a fome de comida saciava a fome de amor. Sempre em prece com Jesus, era trabalhadora do Senhor. Seu sorriso sereno a todos compreendia. Da transformação dos pães em rosas, transformava a tristeza em alegria. Dissipadora das trevas, daquele povo tão sofrido, era a própria luz, estrela de maior brilho. Ó querida Maria, que em toda tarde surgia o material para os pães fabricar. Modelava com paciência para os pobres entregar, regando com fermento no lar. Querida mentora que nos ilumina os bastidores deste hospital de almas, nos rega com alegria, para que com muita esperança voltaremos à casa do nosso Pai, alimentados com tua dedicação, amor e amparo.
Labas visiems, labas vakaras, laba diena, labas rytas, aš turiu jums naujieną. Kiekvieno mėnesio pirmą penktadienį 9 valandą vakare turėsime pokalbį apie dvasingumą ir sveikatą. Paaiškinsim apie spiritizmo filosofiją, mokslą ir religiją. Pirma dalis bus lietuvių kalba ir po to anglų. Šiandien aš parodysiu jums trumpą video su subtitrais lietuvių kalba. Dėkoju Estação da Luz už šią galimybę. Ir dėkoju a Spiritist Academy už vídeo ir subtitros. I have some news for you. So every first Friday of the month, 9 o'clock in the evening, Lithuanian time, we'll have a talk about spiritism, about spirituality, health, and we'll try to explain a little bit for you what is spiritism, philosophy, the science, and the religion that it involves. The first part of the talk, it'll be in Lithuanian language, but the second one, it'll be in English. I will have a small video for you, a couple of minutes, then it will have some subtitles in English, and it will be shortly after the Lithuanian part. So if you want to skip the Lithuanian part after we finish the live and watch just the English part, then it's going to be the video and then the English part. Okay? So I want to thank the Estação da Luz for this opportunity to spread the Lithuanian, to the Lithuanians, the spiritism philosophy, and I want to thank you all that are watching here today. Emanuel Dutra, Mary Ilona, Angela Kush, and all the others that are helping and providing this for us today. And also, of course, the iSpirits from the Spiritist Academy for all the videos and the subtitles that they put to this. So, Jonah de Angelis sakė, yra daug kančios laukant pagalbos ir supratingumo. There's a lot of suffering waiting for help and comprehension. Aš nenoriu nieko primesti ir neprieštarauju jokiam įsitikinimui. Tiesiog norėčiau, kad Lietuvos žmonės gautų naudingą informaciją. Mūsų pasaulis nuolat keičiasi ir atsinaujina kiekvieną sekundę. Mes gyvename planetos atsinaujinimo laikotarpiu. Tačiau, jei norite pakeisti viską, kas yra aplink, jūs turite pirmiausia pasikeisti viduje. Kritikai gali komentuoti, jūs galite įrodyti faktus, kaip ir aš galiu parodyti mokslinius tyrimus apie reinkarnaciją, dvasingumą, dvasių egzistavimą ir jų bendravimą su žmonėmis. Užgaulus žodžius aš ištrinsiu ir išblokuosiu. Mes esame čia šiuo reinkarnacijos metu, kad galėtume išsivystyti, progresuoti, tapti gerais žmonėmis, būti nemandagiam neturi čia prasmės. Spiritizmas yra labai racionalus. Jis paaiškina reinkarnaciją, dvasių egzistavimą ir galimybę bendrauti su jumis. Taip pat atsako į kai kurios gyvenimiškus klausimus. Pavyzdžiui, kodėl mes esame čia, iš kur esame, koks gyvenimo kančių tikslas. Spiritizme nėra bendravimo su velniu. Spiritizmas nėra nei žaidimas su adatomis ir žvakėmis, nei kažkoks blogas dalykas. Spiritizmo seansų metu nėra velnių iškvietimų, nes nėra velnių. Yra tik žemos ir aukštos vibracijos dvasios. Pavyzdžiui, angelai yra aukštos vibracijos dvasios. Mes turime savo energetinį lauką. Tai viskas yra energija. Nuo mūsų kūno ląstelių iki mėnulių. Kai kažkas skleidžia žemą bangą, jis sinchronizuojasi su dažnu esančiu žmoguje, į kurį nukreipta vibracija. Tai lems nemalonų kontaktą, kuris sukels identišką vibraciją ir reakciją. Tai yra gamtoje, yra veiksmų ir reakcijos dėsnis. Jeigu banga yra aukšta, jūs jausite maloniai. Kai kalbame apie vibraciją, turime pasakyti, kad yra pasaulių, kurie pritaikyti įvairaus pažangumo dvasioms. Gyvenimo sąlygos kūne yra labai skirtingos. Kuo mažiau pažengusi dvasia, to sunkesnis ir grubesnis jos kūnas. Kaskart tapusi tyresnė, ji persikėlė į morališkai ir fiziškai pažangesnius pasaulius. Žemė nėra nei pirma, nei paskutinė. Tačiau vienas iš labiausias atsilikusių pasaulių. Truputį apie istoriją. Apie 1848 metus Jungtinėse Amerikos valstijose buvo atkreiptas dėmesys į įvairius keistus reiškinius, triukšmus, barbenimus, aiškios priežasties judančius daiktus. Tokie nepaprasto intensyvumo ir trukmės reiškiniai dažnai kildavo spontaniškai. Vis dėlto pastebėta, kad jie atsirasdavo būtent tam tikrų asmenų pavadintų mediumais dėka. Galima sakyti, kad šie sukeldavo reiškinius, kada panorėjo, todėl bandymus galėdavo pakartoti. Šiuo tikslu dažnai naudotas stalais, net todėl, kad šis daiktas būtų kuo nors geresnis už kitus. O vien dėl to, jog jis yra mobilus, patogesnis, susėsti ratu aplink stalą yra paprasčiau ir natūraliau nei aplink kokį kitą baldą. Stalas galėjo suktis, judėti visas pusės ir staiga šoktelėti, apvirsti, kilnotis, stipriai trinksėti ir kita. Šis reiškinys ir buvo pavadintas besisukančiais stalais arba stalų šokių. Iš Amerikos reiškinys perskėlė į Prancūziją ir likusią Europą. Per kelerius metus besisukantieji ir kalbantieji stalai tapo madingu pasilinksminimų salonuose. Vėliau pabodus, jie buvo palikti nuošalėje ir iškeisti į kitas pramogas. Bet ir tų laikų mokslininkų, gydytojų, filosofų, profesorių bei intelektualų tyrinėdavo dvasių pasirodymus atlikdami rimtus mokslinius tyrimus ir diskutuodami apie moralinės vertybės perduotas aukštųjų dvasių skirtingų amžiaus bei socialinių klasių mediumams. 1857 metais Allan Kardec susistemino turėtą informaciją ir išleido dvasių knygą, kuri sukėlė sensaciją visame pasaulyje, bet sulaukė kritikos iš religingųjų. Tačiau laiku bėgant, kai kuriuose Pietų Amerikos ir Azijos šalyse įsišaknijo kaip tikėjimas. Kruopščiai surinkti ir sutvarkyti aukšto lygio dvasių nurodymai visais žmoniją dominančiais klausimais, jų atsakymai į užduotus klausimus sudaro atskirą mokslas, moralės ir filosofijos doktrina, vadinama spiritizmu. Todėl spiritizmas yra dvasių egzistavimo, pasirodymais ir mokymu pagrįsta doktrina. Šios doktrinos filosofinė dalis išsamiai išdėstyta dvasių knygoje, praktinė ir bandymų mediumų knygoje, o Evangelijoje pagal spiritizmą moralinė dalis. Tačiau spiritizmas visai nėra naujas atradimas. Faktai ir principai, kuriais jis paremtas, siekia senų senovę. Jo pėdsakų randame visų tautų tikėjimuose, visose religijose, daugumoje šventųjų ir pasaulietinių autorių raštuose. Tik iš nežinojimų nepakankamai studijuoti faktai dažnai buvo interpretuodami remiantis pritariais ir nenumatytos visos to pasekmės. Iš tikrųjų, spiritizmas paremtas dvasių egzistavimu, tačiau dvasios tai yra žmonių sielos. Tiek egzistuoja žmonės, tiek egzistuoja ir dvasios. Kadangi dvasios nėra kas kita, o sielos negalima neigti dvasių, nepaneigiant sielų. Suticus Deo cielo arba dvasių, klausimas trumpėja. Ar mirusiųjų sielos gali bendrauti su gyvaisiais? Spiritizmas tikrais faktais įrodo, kad taip. Kaip argumentuoti, kad tai neįmanoma? Šiuolaikinėje dvasių doktrinoje nieko naujo. Jos fragmentų randami daugumos Indijos, Egiptų ir graikų filosofų darbuose ir visą Kristaus mokyme. Kągi nuveikia spiritizmą? Jis iš naujo patvirtino liudijimus faktais, įrodė nežinotas ar neteisingai suprastas tiesas, atkūrė neteisingai aiškintas prasmes. Kadangi spiritizmas nepriklauso jokiam kultui, to nesiūlo, neužsiima konkrečiomis dogmomis. Jis nėra atskira religija, neturi nei savo dvasininkų, nei šventovių. Visiems klausantiems, ar gerai dara praktikuodami vieną ar kitą, jis atsako, jei manote, kad sąmoningai esate įsipareigoję tai daryti, darykite. Dievas visada atsižvelgia į ketinimus. Spiritizmas niekam neprimeta savęs, neatima tikinčiųjų iš bažnyčios. Trumpai tariant, spiritizmo principai yra Dievo egzistavimas, kūrėjų arba šaltinių egzistavimas, galimybė bendrauti su dvasiomis arba mirusiųjų sielomis. Dvasia nemiršta, tik kūnas miršta, o dvasia gyvena toliau. Reinkarnacija yra faktas. Gyvybės egzistavimas kitose planetose, net kitose visatose. Aš dabar parodysiu jums video anglų kalba, bet su lietuvių kalbos subtitrais. Lauksiu jūsų Liepos 2 dieną, 9 valandą vakare. Tavaris. Video.
Long before the first man appeared, the earth was already inhabited. It seemed that something had prepared an elegant design, fine-tuned for life to flourish. It took almost 13 billion years and many mutations and adaptations for us to begin to walk the planet. Amazed by nature around them and especially above them, our ancestors soon began to try to understand the issues that still seem so relevant today. Who am I? Where do I come from? Where am I going? What am I doing here? Is there anything beyond what my eyes can see? We have a natural inclination to inquire, to explore, to ask. Countless attempts have been made to obtain the answers from north to south, in the Far East and the vast West. But the knowledge acquired soon became synonymous with power, and soon was disputed through violent struggles and countless wars. It was not long before the knowledge was fragmented, and each piece was treated as the only one, often hidden from the public. Men have divided the knowledge between what has been called religion, philosophy, and science. Religious accuse scientists of being possessed. Scientists accuse philosophers of being naive. Philosophers accuse religious of being irrational. And this dispute is still going on. From time to time, beings who seem to be ahead of their time emerged at different points of the globe in an attempt to appease these three great strands of knowledge. A recent proposal was initiated by Professor Hippolyte Denisard-Ribay. At that time, the theatres and concert halls of Europe and America were busy with performances where supposedly tables were moved by the spirits of deceased people. Ribay realized that something significant could be happening there. Is it possible to interview people already dead? If it were something done on a large scale, with scientific rigor and noble purpose, would open unprecedented learning fields for men on Earth. At first, skeptical of this possibility, Rivai had the idea of asking the same questions for several mediums, people who claimed to channel the spirits. Such mediums could not know each other, not live nearby, or understand the purpose of the research. This process would be legitimated by the fact that the letters with the questions at that time took weeks, even months, to be carried between different countries. Is there life after death? Can we be born again on Earth? Is it possible to communicate with those who have died? Why is there evil, inequality? What will life be like in the future? How to achieve happiness as an individual and as a society? What will the world be like when we know that we are both material and spiritual beings? These and many other questions were gathered in the Spirit's book, which will be explored in this series. Such knowledge is intended for free thinkers, since it does not propose exclusivity or hierarchy. It has neither leaders nor dogmas, a new paradigm that evolves and is updated, along with the scientific discoveries and the philosophical propositions, and does not leave aside the rational search for the much-desired reconnection with the Creator. And you, what do you think of this? Our journey is just beginning. Do not forget to check the description of the video for more research material. Stay tuned for the coming episodes.
Hello everyone. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. It's very, very well done by the iSpirits and the Spiritus Academy. Thank you for the guys who helped me with the subtitles. And well, as we mentioned before, we're going to talk about Spiritism, about the Spiritist philosophy, the science, and the religion that it involves. No? We're going to talk also about spirituality and health. I don't want to impose anything, and I don't want to persuade anyone to change their minds. No? I just want to show to the Lithuanian people what is Spiritism, to inform the Lithuanian people about Spiritism. And our world is constantly changing. It's renewing every second. So we live in a period of planetary transition. If you want to change the things around you, you have to change first inside yourself. The opponents can comment. I'm very open to any comments. If you can prove the facts, and I will try to demonstrate through the scientific research also the information about the reincarnation, that we have many studies about reincarnation, especially in the Virginia University in the United States and in Brazil. We have many studies also about consciousness, about the communication of the spirits, and with incarnated people like us. I will delete and block the offensive comments. So if you have anything that is not to help or to add to our video, it's a critic, it's a fine, it just don't be rude or unpolite or offensive, okay? And because we are trying to change, we are trying to evolve, we are progressing, and being rude does not make sense here. Thank you very much for all the people that are watching. And Spiritism is very rational. It just explains reincarnation, the existence of spirits, and the possibility of communication between them and us. But it also responds to some life questions, philosophical questions, such as why we are here, why do we come, where do we come from, the reasons of our sufferings. Spiritism is not the communication with the devil. So there is no game with needles, candles, the glass. It's not any form of esotericism. And during the spiritual seances or the medium mystic works, there is no talk to the devil, because there is no devil. We're just different vibrations, spirits of different vibrations, low vibrations and high vibrations. So we have energy all around us. We have our energetic field, and it's inside our cells, from our cells to the moon. So there is energy everywhere. So if someone wants to emit an inferior wave, inferior vibration, it synchronizes with an equivalent band that is in the one against whom the vibration is directed, like the power of our thoughts. So establishing an unhappy contact that provokes the same reaction. If it's good vibration, it will be a good sensation. It's in the law of nature, because it's action and reaction. So a little bit of history. Around 1848 in the United States, one has called attention to a number of strange phenomena consisting of sounds, raps, and objects moving for unknown reasons. Such phenomena were often spontaneous and happened with remarkable intensity and persistence. But one has also noticed that they took place especially under the influence of certain people who became known as mediums. People who could somehow provoke them at will, making the repetition of such experiences possible. To that end, tables were most often used, not because they were particularly special objects, but for their conveniences as pieces of furniture around, which everyone could sit around so comfortably. It could move, and it was basically one piece of furniture that was selected by the spirits to communicate with us. So the table could spin, could move in all directions, could turn upside down, rise in the air, and rap strongly on the floor. This phenomenon got to be known as turning tables or dance of the tables. From the United States, the phenomenon spread throughout France and to the rest of Europe, where within a few years the turning tables or the talking boards became fashionable, often as an entertainment in fairs, until people got tired of them and sought new forms of distractions. There were scientists, teachers, philosophers, and professors with the intellectuals as well that could study the performance of the spirits and all the phenomena, the spirituous phenomena. And they also discussed the moral values of the high spirits that passed through the mediums. In 1857, Allan Kardec systematized the information he had and published the Spirits book, which caused a sensation in the whole world, but also provoked criticism by the religious people. However, with time, in South America and some Asian countries, they have taken root in the faith, so they became a religion. The instructions given by the spirits of a high order regarding all matters of interest for humanity, their responses to the questions they posed after careful compilation and coordination, constitute a science, a moral and philosophical doctrine known as Spiritism. Spiritism is therefore the doctrine based on the existence, manifestations, and teachings of the spirits. This doctrine is thoroughly exposed in the Spirits book. In its philosophical aspect, in the medium books, in its practical and experimental aspects, and in the Gospel according to the Spiritism, its moral aspect. Spiritism, however, is not a modern discovery. The facts and principles on which it's founded date back to remote ages, as we find it traces in the beliefs of all peoples, in all religions, in most texts by sacred and secular writers, it is only that the facts, inaccurately observed, were often interpreted according to the superstitious ideas of ignorance, a full assessment of their implications lacking. Indeed, Spiritism is based on the existence of spirits, but as spirits are no more than human souls. There have been spirits for as long as there have been people. As spirits are nothing but souls, one cannot deny the existence of spirits without denying the soul. If one admits the existence of souls or spirits, the question is then reduced to its purest expression. Can the souls of the dead communicate with the living? Spiritism proves that this assertion with material facts. What proof can be given to the contrary? The doctrine taught by the Spirit is no novelty anymore. Fragments of it can be found in the thoughts in the most Indian, Egyptian, and Greek philosophers, and it's entirely in these teachings of Christ. So what's the role of Spiritism? It confirms new testimonies, demonstrates unknown or misunderstood truths with fact, and restores the actual meaning of fact that have been misinterpreted. Because it's independent of any code, Spiritism prescribes no specific codes and holds no particular dogmas. It's not a special religion, since it has no priests, pastors, or temples. To those who ask if they act well by keeping one or another practice, it answers, if you believe your conscience is committed to this practice, engage in it. God always takes intention into account. And some, Spiritism imposes itself on no one. Spiritism does not take people away from the church. There are words that are adapted to spirits of different degrees of progress, and the conditions of life in the flesh are quite different. The less advanced the spirit is, the heavier and more material its body. In each time it becomes purer, it moves to more morally and physically advanced worlds. The earth is neither the first nor the last, but one of the most backward. To summarize, the principles of Spiritism are the existence of God, the Creator, the Source, the communicability of incarnated beings and spirits with discarnated beings, the immortality of the soul, so the body dies, but the spirit lives on. Reincarnation is a fact. There is life in other planets. So I hope you enjoyed it. We are going back here in 1 month's time, so on July the 2nd at 9 o'clock in the evening for the Lithuanians or Lithuanian time, and I hope we can answer some questions if you have, or you can just go to our website, which I'm gonna put on the chat, and Tavares, eu vou colocar o nosso website para quem tiver perguntas. Jeigu yra kažkokio klausimų, jūs galite mums parašyti. Čia tuoj bus mūsų puslapį Spiritizmas Lietuvoje.com. Obrigada, labai ačiū. E se vocês quiserem, alguém tiver uma pergunta em português, if you have any question in English, arba lietuviškai, mes galime atsakyti. Labai ačiū. Tikiuosi, kad thank you very much, Emanuel, Angela, Recanto da Prece, Estação da Luz, Maria Ilona. Tikiuosi, kad mes susitiksim kitą mėnesį. Aš bandysiu paruošti kažką apie dvasingumą, arba dvasingumo praktika, sveikatą ir sumaišyti truputėlį spiritizmą, dvasingumą ir sveikatą. Šiandien turėtų būti truputėlį daugiau apie istoriją, apie teoriją, bet po truputį mes padarysim tai lengviau. So I'm sorry today we have talked a lot of
Boa tarde.
theory.
Boa tarde, minha amiga Nádia. Eu queria que você traduzisse para o lituano a nossa imensa alegria aqui da Web Rádio Estação da Luz de estarmos fazendo esse programa com você. É algo que nos emocionou muito. Desculpa, nós estamos assim, é porque fizemos uma cirurgia de catarata, a gente tem que ficar com óculos. Não é Valdir Soriano, nem Steve Ondas. Mas fale para o pessoal da Lituânia e para todos os seus amigos que nós nos emocionamos de fato de direito com a sua exposição e com a sua coragem, com o seu devotamento ao Espiritismo. Deus que lhe pague, e gratidão é a única palavra que a Web Rádio Estação da Luz, todos que fazem, têm para esse momento verdadeiramente esperado e com muita satisfação, aguardado e realizado, em nome do Cristo. Muito obrigado, minha irmã.
Aš išversiu dabar iš portugalų kalbos. Jie džiaugiasi, kad aš čia esu, kad mes galime kartu dirbti, kad aš noriu informuoti žmonės apie spiritizmą čia Lietuvoje, lietuvių kalba, nes nėra daug informacijos apie spiritizmą lietuvių kalba ir mes bandysim dalintis truputėlį, ką mes žinom. Jie irgi labai laimingi, kad aš taip darau ir aišku, mes visada esame atviri ir galime pakalbėti apie spiritizmą su kiekvienam žmogui, su kiekvienais žmonėmis. And well, in English version now, so they are very happy. They are sharing this this moment with us. They are very happy to have us here. That I am doing this talk in Lithuanian language, trying to spread Lithuanian to Lithuanians the Spiritism, philosophy, teachings, and in name of Jesus. Jėzaus vardu, we can then do all this work with a lot of love, because that's the way it is, with love. Tai su meile mes galime viską daryti. Tai labai ačiū visiems, labas vakaras ir mes susitiksim kitą kartą. Ačiū. Thank you very much and see you next time.